Ooh, I'm so pale. How'd that happen?
I don't know why we're so washed there. Okay.
Ooh, I kind of like that look. That's all right. Ooh. Wow. Sorry, I'm so washed out here.
Yeah, not sure why, but anyway, it's all that intuitive.
It's the energy. It's the energy.
Hi, I'm Saba Hochek, Victoria Wells.
Hello.
And we're here today, 15 minutes to strengthen your intuition. So, today we're going to be talking about the different tools and really tap into how you can feel your own intuition. And then once you can feel that, then you can start actually using it. Okay, so Victoria, I'm going to start with you. How would you tell a person to how they can feel it? Your main thing is your intuition comes initially through your hands.
Right.
So if we could talk a little bit about that.
Yeah.
And then how we can teach them to start sensing that, and then I'll tell about some of my methods.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to anybody. I've never attempted to explain in great detail how to get other people to try to feel intuition. So we've been racking our brains trying to make this as comprehensive for people as possible because we want you to feel the same things that we feel. But sometimes it's difficult. So with what I do, I'm going to try to explain as well as I can. So I think the way that I feel intuitive messages is primarily through my hands. And it's the energy that I sense through people. And there are different areas called chakras that send different messages based on different emotions. So what I would say to somebody is that, first of all, let's go for the heart chakra. That is an area that senses many things to do with relationships, connections with other people, and emotions that have to do with happiness, sadness, those sort of things. But a lot of times it has to do with relationship connections. Doesn't have to be a romantic relationship, but a relationship of some sort. So the way that you can start to sense how either you're feeling or somebody else is feeling is to take your hand and think of a situation that you're either going through now or a situation you've gone through in the past that provokes or prompts an emotion, whether it be happiness or sadness. Think about it really hard and see if you can sense some sort of tingling or some sort of feeling in your hand.
And I'm going to interject a little bit over here just to add to this. If it is something that you're happy about, then smile and look up. If it's something you're remembering something sad, frown and look down, so that you're really going into that moment. Because the more that you can really feel it, the more you're going to be able to feel it through your hands.
Right. So what do you feel in your hand? Well, it's very individual. Do you feel a little bit of a tingling? Do you feel a vibration? Do you feel maybe a throbbing? Well, that is up to you and your own intuitive sensation or sense. But once you feel it and you have a specific emotion in mind, then catalog it, because that is going to be what you sense for a specific state of mind or emotion.
Which is what makes it difficult in teaching people how to be intuitive. Everybody's going to be different. What I feel for somebody's sadness is different than what Victoria feels for sadness. So, and what you're going to feel is different.
New visitor.
So go ahead and just catalog these emotions. Now, once they've gotten the sense of either happiness or sadness, what can they do next?
Okay, so I think it's really, really important to validate what you're feeling. So say you feel a tingling in your hand when you were thinking about a sad situation. Maybe you feel a little bit of a throbbing in your hand when you're thinking about a happy situation. It's all very, as I said, very it's individual. Different people will feel different things. Go find somebody to practice on, because then they will validate with you that you are picking up a sensation that they are actually feeling. So ask them to think of a very specific situation that prompts a emotional response. Say, think of something happy, think of something sad, but don't tell me what it is, because I want to start sensing, picking up the sense and being able to identify it through a specific sensation in my hand. And the more you do it, and the more you're saying, oh, I felt that sensation before. That is the sensation I get when somebody is happy. That's a sensation I get when somebody is upset, angry, you know.
Mm-hmm.
The more you practice, the more you'll be able to identify it. And the more you practice and identify it, you will be able to get even more detailed with it and say, you have been through a breakup. That is the feeling I get when somebody is just broken up with somebody.
As opposed to disappointed from, let's say, something that a relative did or a friend did. It's a different feeling. Victoria, how about in terms of, let's say, if somebody was not feeling good about doing something, okay? They were, in a sense, contemplating, I don't know whether I should go for, let's say, this job or something like that. So if you wanted to see whether that is an issue of, is it that the job isn't right, or is it that I'm not feeling confident? Where would I go with that?
All right, you've got a couple places to go. So remember when I told you that there are different energy centers in your body? Well, they tell you different things. First of all, I would practice with what I just told you to pick up these different emotions, okay? So what does it feel like when I think about something that makes me scared? You know, fear is a big component in whether you do something or you don't, but also, you know, so are you just ambivalent to do something? Do you know what that feeling feels like when you're scared? Or, you know, that, so if you're just reluctant, or you shouldn't be there because you've been through something that in the end has turned out to be really bad when you haven't trusted your intuition. And that's something else you should practice recalling when you're testing yourself. But the area that picks up fear is your solar plexus. So practice sensing your solar plexus. Do you feel a tingling when you pass your hand over there? Because that's where the area you're going to pick up fear would be.
Okay, so think of a moment then where you felt really confident and good about something. Then feel that area, feel what it feels like. Then think about something that you were really fearful of, lacked confidence with, really uncomfortable. Really think about that. And then once again, place your hand over your solar plex and see what you're feeling then. Okay, so that way, once again, we're cataloging.
Yeah. So those are all really, those are great ways of beginning to differentiate between just fear-based responses and really getting into the meat of intuition and being able to differentiate between the two.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to show you another way that you can exercise your intuition, and that is with a pendulum. Now, a pendulum is really anything on some sort of string or chain with a weighted object at the end. So you can actually use a necklace with a pendant at the end, or even putting some sort of coin or whatever, anything like that will work. Now, at the top, it's always best if you have just like a little ball or something that you can lightly hold onto. And you just want to hold it in front of you and ask the question. Now, most always, yes, the answer yes is going to be the pendulum will swing front to back. And if it's no, it tends to swing right to left. However, it's not 100% of the time. So what you always want to do is calibrate. So you start off by just closing your eyes and you ask it a question. So let's say I have my eyes closed and I'm asking, is my name Saba? And you're just going to hold the ball super light so that you're not influencing it in any way. That's also why I like to keep my eyes closed so I'm not influencing it. And at the same time, I'm not seeing what the answer is. I feel the slight swinging going on between my fingers. It's very hard, believe it or not, to detect whether it's swinging or not. And when I open my eyes, lo and behold, I'm going right to left. My name is Saba. How do you like that? And my answer is right to left. And then I would ask something that I know is false. And you wait for that answer to see, is it swinging right to left? That's how you're going to calibrate. Once you've calibrated, now you can go ahead and ask questions. Some of those questions it's like peeling away at an onion. So we're going to say, for example, let's say if it has to do with relationships. And you may say, is there something in my past that I need to find healing for? So we already know the yes or no, which way it's swinging. And then we can simply ask a question like that and see where it's swinging. Let's say it swings front to back. Okay, so there's something in my past that I need to heal. Well, you know what? I may not be aware of it. I may not know what I need to heal. So now I'm going to start saying, well, is it between a certain age? Or is that healing connected with a romantic relationship or a family relationship? So keep on asking the questions. And each time, look at the way that the pendulum is swinging. And then that way you can peel away further and further, dig deeper and deeper. Another way that you can do this is on a piece of paper, draw a circle, put a dot in the center of the circle. And then just like a clock, you're going to put at, let's say, if you had 4 choices, at 12, 3, 6, and 9, you'll write something down. So if I, for example, wanted to find out what I needed healing with, I'm going to write down maybe romantic, family, career, friendship. And then I'll hold the pendulum right over that center dot. And once again, you close your eyes, you think about the question, and I'm saying, where do I need healing? Is it in romantic, family, friendships, career? And I wait and see where the pendulum will swing. Now, what's really cool is that, and I'm doing this with my eyes closed, and despite that, the pendulum is going to swing from the center dot straight out to whichever word is of significance here. It won't go all the way back and forth. It goes from the center dot to that item. And then let's say it had to do with friendship. So then I would peel away further. So I ask some more questions. And that way you can start really digging in and gaining awareness of what's going on in your brain and subconscious mind. And hopefully from there, be able to have the success that you're looking for.
Yeah. By the way, pendulums are available at a lot. If you live in New York City, you can just buy them like on 14th Street over at Namaste Bookstore.
Yeah. Yeah. And of course, as always, Amazon's got them as well.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you're at home and just want to experiment and try this out before actually going and buying one, as I said, all you need to do is pick up a necklace with some sort of pendant on the bottom. And as I said, it's just best if there's some sort of ball or something like that that you can hold at the top so that you can hold it very lightly without it slipping out of your hands.
Yeah. But they're really effective, you know. Later on, we can get into how to maybe use some other tools like tarot cards. I do not know how to read them, but I know how to read them in an intuitive way. Don't ask me how to use spreads. I don't know how to do that. But they're very useful. They're very useful in actually reading the energy off of them. If somebody holds them, you can get a really good read of very specific things. Very specific aspects of their life with practice and all of this stuff takes practice.
Yeah. And what's great is that the more tools you gain, the more that allows you to verify your answer. So if you're worried, is it me who was swinging this? Or did I just think that I was sensing it in my hand? Well, now once you have different tools to check with, then that way you can validate your answer.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Go practice with your friends because then you can really figure out if you're on point or if it's something that if they're just guesses. But when you have friends involved, then they can validate it for you.
Yep.
So, and boy, I kind of like this effect I'm getting with my phone, but sorry, we're so like woo!
Okay, well, that's it for today.
Yeah.
So we will see you next Tuesday. Practice. Got any questions, reach out to us. And next Tuesday, 5 o'clock, we'll be back with more tools for tapping into your intuition.
All right, practice. See you later.
Have a good week. Bye.